Testing 1, 2. My name is Wesahana Pearson. We're recording for Black Asia Magazine. And right now we're in the city of Taipei. I live in Taipei. I'm talking to a brother who also lives in Taipei. And he's a representative of the Taipei hip-hop scene. He's someone who I believe DJs and does a bunch of other cool things that I've come to know. So for the site, can you please first tell us your name?
My name is Kevante Grimes. Everyone call me KG.
Okay.
My DJ name is KG on the beat.
Okay.
And I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and Greater Detroit. Yeah.
And so right now you're living in Taiwan.
Yeah. I moved to Taiwan in 2017.
Okay.
But before I was in Taiwan, I used to live in China. So I started teaching in China.
Okay. So
I didn't really like the experience in China. It's too sheltered off from the world. Not a lot of cultural awareness. So the next best place was Taiwan because I could speak Chinese and I wanted to go to another Chinese speaking country. So I ended up in Taiwan.
Okay. How long were you in China?
I was in China for a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you learned to speak Mandarin while you were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much like survival type English. Get around, order my food, get a taxi, say addresses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you've been in Taiwan, how do you like Taiwan?
I think Taiwan is a good place for all cultures to meet and start something you love to do.
Okay.
So it's no limits in Taiwan of what you can do. If you want to be a rapper, you can be a rapper. You want to be a DJ, you can be a DJ. You want to open your own bar, you can do that. And they give you the information. So if you need to figure out something, you could literally go to a friend and they will tell you.
Right. Okay. All right. So you feel a sense of like freedom and kind of like there's no boundaries that you need to cross when you're in this society, in this economy.
Yeah, I definitely feel like nothing holds us back.
Right.
If anything, our skin color is a plus.
Yeah.
Because we're unique to them. And they don't really look at the bad stereotypes that they hear about us. They always glorify our good stereotypes. So good with music, athletic, handsome, mandingo type dudes. So I think that's the good benefits about being over here because they don't think about the bad stereotypes they see in movies.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. So moving on a little bit, as you probably know, most Americans don't travel abroad or leave or get outside of their comfort zone. And there are different reasons for that. It's probably because it just feels too comfortable being home. And you're quite the opposite, obviously. You went all the way to mainland China. You have also been to Taiwan for almost 3 years. What was it that made you make the decision to make the jump in the first place? So you're having buffalo wings, so that's probably why it's a little bit spicy. First of all, just to digress for a moment, where are we right now? I've never been to this place. This is a place you introduced me to in Taipei.
Yeah, it's called Wild Wings American Cafe. I order a lot on Food Panda.
Oh yeah.
For like a month and a half, and I never came here.
Yeah.
And then we have Wings Thursday meetups with a few friends. We usually go to Hooters.
Yeah.
We wanted something more American taste, so I brought them here last week.
Yeah, so you got buffalo wings, you got some teriyaki wings, and I'm gonna tear into them in a minute. But so what made you decide to leave America in the first place? Because it's a pretty big jump for most people.
When I was 21, me, my brother, and his wife moved to Houston, Texas. So we're from Detroit. He moved down there first, and I followed. And we just wanted to create opportunity to do something else. So we learned how to do like web design, and we ended up starting our own blog. And that just made me ambitious to go do something greater. So I wanted to see something different. The original plan was to go to Brazil, but Brazil didn't work out because it was too hostile and the salary wasn't high enough.
What do you mean when you say hostile? What exactly is that?
It's too many regulations about where you can go. don't go down this street. And then the people I was even like studying Portuguese with, Brazilians, they would say just go somewhere else. Come here, you can't have your phone while you're walking out and stuff like that. And I used to think, like, I'm from Detroit, danger is around the corner, but then I started researching that ain't the type of danger that we used to.
So in Brazil, it's even more dangerous, or than you.
I would say it's different type of danger. So like in Detroit or any black city, nobody's just gonna run up and take your phone. Everyone has cell phones.
Yeah.
So everyone doesn't have cell phones. So your cell phone is gonna get taken, or your jacket, or something they want. So I think going to a country where I have to walk on, glass and always be careful and not knowing which street to go down. I wasn't ready at that time to make that jump. That's when I was 23. Now I feel like I'll be able to go down there. Have more Brazilian friends who teach me which way to go, how to move around in public. But at 23, no, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you wanted to experience a sense of freedom that you found here, because that's what most people say, is that Taiwan is like you can walk around with your eyes closed. You have to worry about absolutely nothing.
Definitely. You lose some money, it's going to be in the police station. You can go pick it up.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. So you just mentioned Brazil.
Yeah. All right. So
China, Taiwan.
Brazil was the original plan, and then China was number 2 just because of how much money they were offering. And they're quick with it.
Yeah.
So you apply, they respond, and one day give you an interview, say, come on. And they give you a house there. They set you up pretty good. So I feel like that was the better option than Brazil. So I ended up just moving to China after probably like 2 months after I got the job.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I stayed in that city for about a year and a half.
Okay. Which city were you in fact?
It's called Taiwan. Small city outside of Changsha. Changsha is the capital of Hunan. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I like to hear your perspective on a lot of these different things. Moving on with the questions. So I think you told me you've been to China, you've been to Brazil, you've been to Taiwan. Any other places that you traveled to that were memorable?
I went to North Korea. My friend Raquel, we went to college together. Oh, not North Korea.
Oh, I was about to say,
South Korea.
You actually can, like, I think not now, but a few years ago they were allowing Americans like 1 day, 2 day visas.
Yeah, they do that still. You just gotta go on their time. Yeah. But I went to South Korea. A friend, she was a soldier over there, so she was on base, and I guess that's where she found her husband. So they got married in North Korea. So I went over there.
South Korea.
I keep saying North.
It's interesting, yeah. So it's an interesting place.
I've been to Macau, Hong Kong, Philippines.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We were talking about that in relation to we both 2 young men out here, and we're involved. I've been involved in the dating scene. You've been involved in the dating scene. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute, because we talked about that a minute ago. But just to move on with the questions, can you tell me some of the differences that you've noticed between here in Taipei, Taiwan, and back home where you're from, where you grew up, which was Detroit?
I would say, well, one of the biggest differences is food. So
you have access to it.
We have access to it, but we have greater access to it back home. You stop and get your burgers everywhere, and they're cheap enough. Friendship over here, you can meet a lot of people really fast. Just go out. Everyone's friendly. Of different races, so you don't really have to worry about that. If he's white, he's racist. If he's Asian, does he really like me? They're all just friendly, supportive too. I would say. I think the foreigners who come to Taiwan are the most open-minded foreigners in the world.
Okay.
And then that's why when we get here, it's hard to leave, because you might leave the country and you feel a little bit of racism. Racism is like power, energy. You could just feel it in the air. But then when you come back here, it's just like you're free. You can do whatever you want. You can love a carrot. You can love a dog.
Okay. All right. So right now, you teach and you DJ. Which one do you like better?
And I'm a basketball coach.
And you're a basketball coach. So you teach English.
Yeah.
And coach basketball.
Coach basketball.
And you DJ.
Yes.
Okay, out of those 3 jobs, which one takes more of your time, and which one do you have a stronger passion for?
Teaching English definitely takes most of the time. Probably more of a passion with basketball.
Okay.
I actually started DJing because they weren't playing the hip hop that we wanted to hear.
That happens all the time in Asia. Because they just, I think it's something that they adopted from Western culture to go into a club and hear hip hop music and dance. And it's been out here for a long time, but they still don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's great when guys from America or any place who know how to DJ, because there's an art to DJing. It's like creating a certain mood and a certain feeling amongst the crowd and bringing these people together.
Right.
And that comes from playing certain songs in certain. You tell me, because I don't really know. I think it comes from playing certain songs in a certain order.
Yeah, and you gotta go off the crowd.
Yeah.
So if you see out there, it's probably some older people. They want to hear you drop Montel Jordan. Hands down. Some young people, they gonna
get to feel old. They feel old, man.
They gonna want to hear the Cardi B. It just depends on who the crowd is. And another thing, Asia, they hold on to the hits longer.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hear Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, next episode every night. Yeah. Us, we're not gonna hear that every night back home.
Yeah.
Let the new artists get some play time, you know. But here they're gonna hold on to those poppy hips. So that's why I started DJing. I wanted to go to parties where they played music I wanted to hear. And that's where DJ started.
Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Okay. So you have more passion for DJ. So you just said that they don't play the music that you expect to hear. Can you give me a clearer picture of how the DJ scene, how the club scene, how it operates, how it works in Taiwan?
For example, trap. Us, trap music like T.I., Soft, Jeezy, some shit like that. Here, trap, they're gonna mix it with like trap EDM.
Yeah.
So, I'm in love with the Coco. Then they drop into the EDM version. That could be trap to them.
Yeah.
But that's not how we
view that genre.
That's not trap to us. It's not even hip hop anymore. It's just
it's
EDM. Versus like someone, a part of the culture, we're gonna play, if we play some, for example, an old school night, we're gonna play more than just Snoop Dogg or Run DMC. Out here they wouldn't play like Cameron, some more gangsta ass, Ice Cube, or some Eazy-E.
I think they don't know about it though. I think there's like hip hop as it came out here to a place like Taiwan, it was kind of superficial, and I think that's the kind of understanding they have about it. And I was like my man, shout out to Sona, he's a parkour instructor. I don't know if you know Sona, but he has a YouTube channel also, and he kind of compares and contrasts black culture to Taiwanese culture, and he's been very well received because I think people want it, and I think that's because like the way our culture has been portrayed to them, it's been very superficial. It's like you get something. But it's like there has to be more of this. There has to be more meanings behind this stuff. You're showing me this in a way that is catchy and fun, but like the deeper culture is, I think, not there. And that's why they mess up when they play the music. Okay, that's what I think.
Right on.
So I think that the people here are looking for that, but that's because like they haven't gone down deep into people's thoughts and feelings and the way
they don't even know why hip hop started. They don't.
I might know. Like I'm from New York too,
but it was more like protest, Black Power music at the beginning. It was our way of speaking out. Our cry. And that's why it was banned in China. China banned hip hop, so they banned Tupac and stuff because he would talk about the government and stuff like that, and they didn't want that influence to go into their people. So they just see us with dreadlocks, pink hair and stuff like that. They just think that's just hip hop. When in reality, that's just kid behavior. That's not even the deep meaning of hip hop. It's just looking cool. To them, that's all it is. It's just cool.
Do you think that it's changing? Do you think that they're starting to have like more of an idea? Okay, what they're giving me, there's more to it than that. Do you think it's changing, or do you think there's always going to be like looking at hip hop and saying that's it, but we know that that's not really it?
I don't think it's changing. Yeah. Just because I deal with some of the rappers and stuff. Mm-hmm. They literally just look at a black person and mimic them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't put their own, like, because hip hop is really supposed to be like, I would say, transmutable. You're supposed to be able to take hip hop and make it your own. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can say that, but I think that's true. If you understand it, you should be able to take this and apply it to your own situation.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When people like try to jump into the hip hop scene, mm-hmm. they just look at the black people and take it and say, for us to be accepted in this genre, I have to look and sound like them. Mm-hmm. Which is true, because black people, we set the trend for who is the good rappers, who are the bad rappers and stuff. So they just jump into the hottest image right now. So you do have a lot of people out here dressing like 6ix9ine and stuff like that, and Trippie Redd. But them not knowing that shit doesn't last, like a Drake, a Jay-Z, a Cole, a Kendrick and stuff like that. So yeah, they just looking at it as pop culture.
Yeah.
Hip hop and black culture is pop culture. So all around the world, everyone's gonna look and dress like us.
Right.
But not necessarily pay the homage or understand why they're doing that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, this question is very important, and we're going to use it as a segue into the other questions we talk about. How do you feel as a black man living out here in Asian societies in general? Because you're familiar with more than one. So how does this feel for you being out here, living here as a black man?
I would say I was more comfortable in Taiwan.
Okay.
Than China.
Okay. All right.
It's a segue story, but I remember I stayed by an army base, mm-hmm. and I was taking a picture of my apartment building, mm-hmm. which is near the army base, mm-hmm. and the army came and arrested me because they thought I was a spy. They thought a black man from America, obviously, was taking a picture of their base and sending it back to America.
So being arrested in China, what was that like?
That one wasn't really bad. They just made me sit in their little office. They give you water and cookies and shit like that.
There's no.
No. They didn't want to jump into
a scene like that. Yeah, because if in case they're wrong, that would have been a big issue.
Yeah, it wasn't a big issue. It's just, I feel like they only did that. It was obvious that I wasn't taking a picture of their building, but mm-hmm. they were just using their power against me. And you just don't have any rights in there. Black dude from Detroit, Brown, he got into a fight mm-hmm. in China.
Yeah.
And they were the aggressor. Mm-hmm. And it was obvious. It was on camera and stuff like that, but he still had to do a few years in prison. Even the judge said that he was not guilty, but the other people still wanted him to do some time just for defending himself. Mm-hmm. So you can feel that type of energy in China. Like, you don't have any rights, you can't do what you want, not necessarily the bad things. There's just always someone watching you, making sure you act according to their random ass rules versus to the laws and stuff that's out there. So I feel that type of energy in China everywhere you go, to the bar, to the restaurants, even working there. Mm-hmm. But when you come to Taiwan, it's free thinking.
Yeah. Alright, so dating. So we were saying before, like, when you're young and you're playing the field, you run into a lot of girls who will say, like, I grew up listening to hip hop and R&B. Or girls who say, like, I grew up watching the NBA. So they apply those stereotypes to you. What do you think about dating out here in Asia?
Well, I think dating in Taiwan is different from the rest of Asia. Mm-hmm. So dating in Taiwan, you can date, many different cultures.
Yeah.
A lot of Latino women out here, South African women, black women out here. So you have more variety versus like China. Mm-hmm. probably a few foreigners,
Yeah,
and then the
unless
rest
you're
are
in
just
Shanghai
Chinese.
or Beijing.
Yeah.
Where you were,
when I was there, it was, I think it was 6 of us.
Yeah.
So I think Taiwan is different, but I think for Black Americans at least, I can't speak for the rest of the men, it's harder for us to connect with Taiwanese women because of like social issues and stuff like that, because they don't know what it's like to be Black. You can't talk to them about the oppression of Black people, and they can never understand it. So me personally, that's some stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about the missing Black women in America. Why is there so many missing? Why nobody looking for them? I want to talk about sex trafficking. I want to talk about this type of stuff. I want to talk about the betterment of building Black communities and stuff like that. And me with that type of personality, if a woman cannot talk to me about this or even understand it,
or even try to make the attempt.
The attempt, I really just can't get jiggy with that. So it's just something like I used to think like you can date a woman who would just be a yes man. So let's do this. She said yes. But the older I get, I realize I need that substance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been in that age. I've been in that stage for quite a minute now. I'm like almost 10 years older than you. Yeah. So I've been in that phase for quite some time, and like a lot of guys, I was saying like they either settle for that girl who's just like, okay, she's good enough, she can take care of the house and the kids, and we don't connect like that, or they just like celibate. They just like not dating nobody.
Yeah, definitely. Arts and crafts, Carl and Patrick down in Taiwan, and then we got Black Girl Magic, sell a lot of Black products.
Monica Jordan.
Yeah.
That's Monica, yeah.
And then we have Black barbers out here.
Okay, like Max, Niasi,
and
Gambian guys,
and Craig does it.
Craig, I don't know Craig.
Craig got a baby. He's been kind of low key now, so they probably don't see him out.
Okay.
What else have I seen? Event planning. So Black people doing events. Pretty much it. Probably my guy Meech in Taiwan.
I know, He's been on Facebook a few times. He's a cool dude.
He's running some shit down there. So he's pretty much a boss down there.
Really?
Yeah. I believe for FedEx or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. See, you do interviews and these are the more interviews.
Yeah. He's that guy.
All right, okay.
That's pretty much what you would see. Of course, our female stylists. Bakeries. A girl down in Shinju, she bakes cakes.
Okay. Who is that? Plug. Can you plug?
I'll plug you her Instagram later.
Okay. I'll put it in the comments. I'll post it up. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty much it. Singers. Carol out there singing. I don't think I know Carol. He's on all like the famous Taiwanese TV shows.
Okay.
So he's singing. So that's pretty much it. We're trying to do more. That's why we want to have more meet and greets. Definitely, so we can figure out what everyone does, and so we can show our support.
Okay. All right. So I like to always end on a high note, a positive note. Like looking forward ahead to the future. What kind of projects are you looking into right now? What are you going to do in the near future? Anything you have coming up?
I can't be too specific, but I will enter e-commerce for the world and for Black people specifically. So future, my next 5-year plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts, comments? Audience on Facebook, on YouTube, and what such good things?
I would say Black people, get out and explore. Get your passports. Once you get your passport, nothing can hold you back. Going to Florida, going to California is not good enough. Cross those waters, go meet other cultures. This is how we create relationships. This is how we can get better business deals. We don't need the support from only white people. Let's get the support from our Asian brothers and sisters, and let's get this money.
Bet. Okay. All right. Black Asian Magazine. About to tear into these wings.